Coronation Street character Sam Blakeman realized his ordeal was far from over, as he continued to struggle with the knowledge of Megan Walsh's manipulation of Will Driscoll. The previous week, Sam had confided in Leanne and Will's stepmother Eva, revealing that Megan and Will were involved in a relationship. After Leanne, Eva, and Toya confronted Megan about the allegations, they reported the situation to the police, which resulted in her arrest. However, Megan's arrest did little to calm Sam's fears, and in tonight's episode, he became increasingly anxious and took extreme steps to protect himself. Since the arrest, Sam has been questioned by the police about what he knows regarding Megan and Will. Although he lacks solid evidence, he has remained firm in his claims that Megan had been manipulating his classmate. At the same time, Megan's partner Daniel initially supported her, but after learning about her pregnancy and her refusal to take a paternity test, he began to suspect she had been dishonest. In tonight's scenes, Daniel spoke to Sam at school and encouraged him to share everything he knew with the police, insisting that Megan should face consequences for her actions toward both him and Will. Their conversation was overheard by Sam's friend Hope, who accused Daniel of pretending to help while possibly still being involved with Megan, suggesting he was trying to gather information for her. Feeling uneasy, Sam asked Hope for advice, and she told him to stay quiet and not reveal anything further. Later, Daniel approached Sam again on the street, causing Sam to drop his phone. After Daniel picked it up and returned it, Sam panicked and threw the device in the bin, fearing it might have been tampered with. Meanwhile, Will agreed to attend counseling to talk about Megan, but later dismissed it as unhelpful. Elsewhere, Kit informed Ben and Eva that forensic checks on Will's phone found no evidence of a physical relationship between him and Megan. When Kit suggested that they might have been communicating through another device, Will reacted angrily and stormed off, continuing to defend Megan. Later on, Will used a hidden phone to leave Megan a voicemail, but was almost caught by Susie while doing so. Coronation Street villain Theo Silverton is cooking up a disturbing plan that shows he has no intention of letting Todd Grimshaw go. Although Theo and Todd had recently gone their separate ways after admitting their relationship was unhappy, Todd tried to move on and rebuild his life. However, seeing Todd interact with other men filled Theo with jealousy, pushing him to scheme his way back into Todd's life. His plan began when he secretly tampered with Todd's drink at the bistro. Theo later took Todd back to the flat, where he eventually lost consciousness on the sofa. Because of this, Todd missed the marathon he had spent months preparing for, leaving him devastated when he woke up. Sensing Todd's vulnerability, Theo stepped in with fake support, using manipulation to convince Todd he genuinely cared. This led to Theo asking for another chance, and Todd agreeing to reunite. Their reconciliation shocked George Shuttleworth and Christina Boyd, both of whom believe Theo is bad for Todd, but are trying not to interfere too much out of fear of pushing him away. Unexpectedly, Theo invited them to lunch, where he spoke about wanting to change, leaving George and Christina unsure how to respond. In private, they decided the best approach was to stay supportive and hope Todd would eventually realize he deserves better. When Todd later arrived at the bistro, Theo went to the bar and struck up a conversation with Gary Windus. While discussing getting back together with Todd, Theo revealed his shocking plan to surprise Todd with a wedding the very next day. Unaware of Theo's true nature, Gary thought the idea was romantic, but Theo's intentions were far more controlling, as he hinted that marriage would bind Todd to him permanently. Actor Gareth Pierce explained that while Todd may appear flattered on the surface, internally he is terrified, showing conflicting emotions as he processes the situation. He added that it was a unique experience portraying Todd's mixed feelings, balancing the outward reaction with the fear hidden underneath. Coronation Street is set for an explosive clash as Dev Alahan and Mal Roper come to blows in a dramatic confrontation. Next week, Dev completely loses his temper and grabs Mal by the throat after the electrician drops a shocking revelation that threatens to destroy his marriage to Bernie. According to insiders, the situation becomes so intense that Dev is pushed to the edge, reacting violently to what Mal confesses. After recent tension between Mal and Bernie at the hotel, Mal later turns up at Dev's home and smugly shares new information, clearly trying to cause maximum damage. Having repeatedly tried to win Bernie over, Mal had previously attempted to break up her family by falsely accusing Dev of attacking him. He then offered to withdraw his statement, but only if Bernie agreed to sleep with him. Despite Bernie's clear discomfort and disgust, Mal remains convinced he still has a chance with her. Following Dev's furious reaction, Mal chillingly suggests he will be waiting for Bernie once her marriage falls apart. Sources reveal that secrets and lies have already created cracks between Dev and Bernie, especially after Dev was questioned by police because Bernie kept quiet about who really attacked Mal. The following day, Dev confronts Kit and makes it clear he knows the truth about the assault. However, it remains uncertain whether he will report him, risking further damage to his relationship with Bernie. Determined not to let Mal win, Dev later visits Bernie and opens up emotionally, suggesting they go out for dinner and try to move forward together. Bernie eagerly agrees, hoping for a fresh start away from Mal's threats. But unknown to her, Mal isn't ready to back off. As Dev and Bernie head out to repair their relationship, Mal watches them from a distance, already planning his next disturbing move. Coronation Street spoilers reveal that Maggie's actions have left Ben increasingly suspicious. Maggie confronts Will, insisting she believes he's in love with Megan and that the baby is his. Will's reaction leaves her uncertain. Overhearing the exchange, Eva and Ben enter the room. Ben lashes out at Maggie for pressuring Will and is further unsettled when Maggie reacts oddly after he says he would have been better off if she had died instead of his father. Meanwhile, Todd apologizes to George for the earlier confrontation in the bistro. George reassures him that he will always care about him. In court, a nervous George waits for the verdict, supported by Christina and Glenda. Afterwards, Todd seeks him out at the pub, but when George questions his plans to move to Belfast, Todd quickly changes the subject. Elsewhere, Kevin and Jack visit Debbie, bringing news that Adam is hopeful about her appeal. When Debbie struggles to open a carton of orange juice, Jack helps her. Lou presents Debbie with a lucky clover she crafted in woodwork class, hoping it brings her good fortune for the appeal, leaving Debbie touched. Elsewhere today, Bethany meets Jody for a drink. When a tipsy Daniel criticizes Bethany for her past actions, Jody defends her and Bethany begins to warm to her. Coronation Street is broadcast on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.